It has been a while, but we are back. This is the Doom Tomb Podcast, the podcast for all things within the heavy underground. And today, well, we got back into live recordings right at the venue, which you never know what is going to happen. And if you listen to the next few episodes, yeah, it's going to be a little different. But today we're going to a joy of sorts, a joy of navigation, and a trip through the eternal unknown. And we have so many other new things coming up on the podcast. Can't wait to get to them. But we're going to start right now with this interview that we did with this band in Phoenix, Arizona. So here we are, and I know it's been a long time, but we are back, and we are at the Blooze Bar in Phoenix, Arizona, and I just saw this incredible act. Now, let me give a little backstory before this. So, this band came through just a little while ago at Yucca Tap Room in Tempe, Arizona, and you know what? Unfortunately, I caught the last minute and a half, and I was so upset. All I could do was just buy the record and just head on home with my tail between my legs and my head down. But tonight, I got to hear the full set. And on top of that, I got to hear all the new music, or, well, the majority of the new music for this latest release that this band it just came out, or no, it's coming out. November 1st. That's right, November 1st. I apologize. I was thinking of one of the songs that had been from a little ways back. We're going to talk about that in a little bit. Anyway, I'm babbling. The band is Volume. I'm here with Patrick. Sir, take the microphone and introduce yourself.
Hi, thanks for listening. This is Patrick. I'm from the band Volume. We're from the desert of 29 Palms, California. We play heavy psych, and we're just here to have some fun and just make some noise.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I got to make a slight correction because I didn't hear noise. What I heard was bombast. It was loud. I mean, for God's sakes, the band is called Volume, but that's not the point. The point is there's a guy right next to me, and that is your other guitarist on tour, and I would love to have him come over for just a second. Could I? Derek, could you come over here? Derek, here's the thing, dude. I have been doing some interviews for a long time, and I've seen some shit. And the thing that kills me is I have never seen anybody do a kick off a pedal board before. Can you tell me where you got the influence from?
It just comes out, man. It's just you're feeling it. Mm-hmm. What do you mean now? Kick off the pedal board? You mean like I was on the pedal board and I kicked off it? Yeah. Oh, because it's a little launching ramp. It's like a little ego ramp, and then you get like, wow, you kick right from it.
Well, I feel like I would tear like 20 different ligaments if I did what you were doing on stage. And what a cohesive unit you guys have. Now, I've noticed there's a double guitar attack here. Can you tell me why that is? And, Derek, I don't want you to go too far because I want to talk about... Right? Oh, that's quite all right. I also wanted to talk about basically where'd you guys come from? What's the story? Like... It's obvious you've been around for a bit. You've got some material that goes way back. So, Patrick, can you give me a little insight as to what was this massive trajectory in the world of music for you?
Well, the band started way back when I got kicked out of bands. I was in bands, and nobody had direction. And I used to just sing in bands, and I just said, you know what? I played a little guitar. I was like, I'm going to focus on writing songs and play the stuff that I want to play and have a vision for it to just... not change with the winds of the time. And I was like, man, I got this vision, and that's what Volume is. And we played up until 2003, and Family Matters came in to play, and I just took a hiatus. And about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, it was time to finish what we started. And I put together, we got Derek now and Mingus on drums and Jason on bass, and that's our live unit. I had people play on the record that were different. Ed Mendel from Monster Magnet, yay, and Mike Amster from Nebula and Spoonbenders, and they did awesome on it. But it's like we got the live version, and we're gonna start. Hopefully, we start recording in the spring to put out another record. But in the meantime, we have a record coming out in November. It's a mini album 5 songs, 30 minutes that just blows your mind.
Yeah, motorcycles.
Yeah, well, loud. As I've heard,
I have 2 of them.
here's what I've heard. What I've heard is loud pipes save lives, and that it can't be clearer. I don't know. I feel like lives have been saved over there. Now, Derek, are you also in the 29 Palms region?
No, I'm in Sunland, Shadow Hills region, which is more. It's LA. It's the east part of the valley of LA.
So, 29 Palms, for just a second. I got a friend out there. I don't know if you know him. He's a tattoo artist. He's been through a lot over the past few years. He was in a band called Atala. His name is Kyle Stratton. Are you familiar with this gentleman?
No, I'm not. But I mean, there's so many musicians out there and so many people doing things. There's a big scene out there that's so eclectic, and I mean, there's just so many people that it's hard to know everybody out there.
Oh, totally. Now, that brings me to a question of, like, what is it about that area that makes, like, quintessential desert rock, stoner rock, whatever you want to call it? What the hell is going on out there? Is it the power of the Joshua tree? What is it?
It's trying to survive out there, man. You got extreme conditions. You got 115, 125 degree heat during the summer, and then it gets down to 20, 15 degrees during the winter. It gets brutal, and so it's a matter of just trying to figure out how to get by every day. And I think the weather and just the landscape influences what we do and stuff. I mean, there's this like. It's like kill or be killed, and it's like survive. It's like that's what we do out there.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Cheap Trick is one of the most criminally underrated fucking bands. Their first 3 records are just untouchable.
Okay, so what he's referring to, I got a Cheap Trick.
Gush on Cheap Trick for a minute.
That's okay.
It's so fucking good.
So, okay. Well, since the man that knows all things Cheap Trick, Derek over here, he's going to tell me of his favorite 3 tracks from those albums only.
Dude, I like this too. He looks like Graham Dunn.
Probably He's a Whore. It's got to be one of them. California Girls has got 4 fucking notes in the whole goddamn song, and I want to say is it Monticello is the name of it? I don't know the name. I listen to the records and don't read all the fucking names. I think it's Monticello.
Okay, well, if we go beyond those records, what do you got as
The Tree Police, and then I don't know them all so well. I've seen them and watched them play stuff that I didn't recognize as well, and said, God, they're fucking good. But I don't know the names of all of them. I know Tom Peterson made a fucking Child's record,
right?
And it's fine. And I heard some of it, and I was like, this is fucking great, because he's fucking Tom Peterson. Jesus.
So, if I can for a second, so Derek, like, what's been your musical journey? Because I see you going all over the stage. You command it perfectly. You've got these riffs that are just going for days. Like, what's your journey been?
Well, I started out as a guitar player when I was much younger, and I played in a band, and the guitar player ended up getting tendonitis. The bass player ended up getting tendonitis and switched to guitar, and we found a bass player, so I said, okay, I guess I'll be the singer. And then I was the singer. There was a band called the B-Movie Rats, and we played and toured and made records for fucking years and years, and that was mostly where I cut most of my teeth. And then I went into...
Volume recorded
Oh, yeah.
most of our stuff in the same place
Vol-
that they would record.
Yeah, the B-Movie Rats and Volume ended up, turns out, recording in the same studio around the same time period, but obviously not on the same days. But yeah, we were both in the same world. Actually did a Cheap Trick tribute record. The bunch of bands played Cheap Trick songs. Sure. And we made a band called the Bastardos, which was part of the B-Movie Rats, part of the Street Walking Cheetahs. And we did He's a Whore. Anyways.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, so I was singing in the B-Movie Rats, and then that broke apart, and then I got into a band called Angus Khan, and I was singer in that, and then I started playing guitar in that for a couple songs. We did a 3-guitar solo onslaught thing just because we were all showy and it was fun. And then I started playing in a band called Sonic Medusa where I sang and played guitar.
Wait,
you know Sonic Medusa?
Hold on, you were in Sonic fucking Medusa?
I'm still in Sonic Medusa.
Oh man, we're gonna have to I got to get your number.
You know something we do?
We'll have a separate interview, and that's gonna happen because. Yeah, it's, you know what, we're going back a little bit. We're getting a little heritage here, and that's awesome. But we want to bring it back to the now, if you don't mind, if that's okay. We've got this new album. It's called Joy of Navigation. It's going to be out November 1st.
Joy of Navigation, a trip to the eternal unknown.
Interesting. We're going...
I keep seeing it shortened to just Joy of Navigation. The song's Joy of Navigation, but the album is Joy of Navigation, a trip to the eternal unknown.
And, you know, from some of the songs that I have heard tonight, there is a journey going on. And I want to talk a little bit about them. Now, other than the title track, what can you tell me about some of these other songs, like Mercury Pole?
It's so weird. Yeah, we didn't play it tonight, but Mercury Pole, it's so weird talking about lyrics because I kind of leave them vague in some way. They have meaning to me, but I want them to have everybody have their own meaning to them. So I mean, especially with Mercury Pole, it's just it's a lot of imagery, and I have my own ideas on it, and I just kind of want to leave that one as is.
Hell yeah. Now, there was a track I did here tonight called Heavy Sunshine. What can you tell me about maybe the process of it?
Oh, well, that song's about, that one's easy to talk about. That song's about drinking whiskey and tequila, looking through the glass, the bottom. That's one part I go, staring at the sun with one eye open, man. When you're looking at the bottom of that glass up with the light in the background, you're just, one eye open, barely can keep it together. That's what that song's about, and so that one's pretty straightforward.
The only time I feel old is when I'm on my knees and stand up.
Well, if you're on your knees, I don't know. It's your own business. It's your own personal time.
Stand up. That's when I feel old, man. It's like, oh my god. Ugh.
No, don't get me wrong. I heard the cracking. I heard the popping. Yeah. I got the same shit.
It happens.
Now the Golden Age. What can you tell me about the process of that track?
Oh, that track is actually a cover of a killer band called Union Carbide Productions, which is like a reincarnation of the Stooges. They were in the late 80s, early 90s. They have a lot of kill songs, but I always enjoyed that song and been wanting to cover that song for a long time, and this was the perfect time to do it.
Now, speaking of, because you just said the Stooges, and I like playing that on the radio. I fucking love the Stooges. There's something... Every couple years, like I was just watching, I'm in the second half of a documentary on George Carlin.
Oh,
and
I saw that.
Yeah, wasn't that incredible?
It's incredible. George Carlin is my fucking hero, dude. He has always been my hero, and more so after watching that.
I love that motherfucker.
And he should be, because he was a visionary. He did something where he was doing this, almost like pedantic kind of run-of-the-mill, straight, clean-cut view of life, and then he went counterculture, and I don't know if anybody's going to be able to do that again, much like the Stooges, I mean, they were raw, they were punk, they were...
In your face. They were in your face, didn't care.
Especially for the time.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess the question is, according to what I have seen, you did a cover of Loose from Funhouse. Now, why'd you pick that one?
Oh, because the Stooges rule, and that's one of my favorite songs from them. I mean, that was just like a kind of given. There's so many good songs to do, but that one, I like it. It's catchy, it's fun to play, and so I just picked that one to do.
And that's, you know what? That's what it's all about. It's like when you vibe on it, when you feel it, that's the one to record. But I just want to continue on this Joy of Navigation.
Joy with a trip to the eternal unknown.
Thank you, sir, very much. Now, I don't know, do you want to talk about Space Baby over here? Because I heard what you said on stage. Is that for the stage, or can we talk about it?
Oh, no, that's totally what happened. My wife, she loves thrift store shopping. She came home one day. I was sitting there, had my guitar in hand, and she's like, look at what I got. And they were these silver space boots, platform boots, and I was like, man, you look like a space baby. And then it just kind of snapped in my head, and I sat down and wrote the song just in a couple minutes. The lyrics came, they just flowed. That was one of the fastest songs I ever wrote. But it's about my wife bringing home some silver boots that she wore, and she, looked like a space baby. Awesome.
Space baby, that sounds like maybe it got a little interesting. Maybe some babies were made from that after seeing her wearing those boots.
Oh, there definitely were.
Oh, shit. So now this album is going to come out November 1st of 2024. What do you got as far as the physical merch? You got vinyl coming out?
We got vinyl coming out. Maybe some CDs, looking into that. We'll be going on tour in November. Actually, the 1st, we play our first show in Vegas, and hopefully we can have some CDs with the vinyl, because not a lot of, not everybody buys vinyl, and so.
Well, they're sorely mistaken, and I don't appreciate any of that personally, because Requesting Permission to Land, incredible release. It's like a blue kind of transparent vinyl, and please, if you get the chance, because it's like a heavyweight vinyl, it's open. What's that called? A gatefold?
Gatefold.
And you did. I don't know. It said you were involved with the art of that album. Did you do it?
No, I didn't do it. A guy from Fever Dog, the guitar singer, did it, and I came up with the concept, and I gave him some kind of imagery, and then he took it from there and made such a killer album cover.
Wow, that's so fantastic. I literally just saw them a week ago.
Yeah, they played at the Yucca Tap Room. Yes, they rock.
There is, absolutely, and we had them we do a festival out here called Planet Mammoth. It's a 3-day fest. We had to have them. As soon as I saw them, it's not to the left, it's not to the right, it's not even center. I don't know where they are, but, they're exact. Thank you.
Yeah.
They're where you're supposed to be, man.
If you love Kiss, you'll love Fever Dog.
Oh, yeah, and the outfits, just the whole vibe. And they, you know what, they're bringing back that old thing of, instead of just standing and playing music, which is fine.
Entertain the people. You got to be you're an entertainer, man. First of all, I'm a rock and roller. Okay, yeah, this is my heart. Yeah, but you're fucking entertaining people. So don't stand there like you're fucking trying to read your.
Yeah, if you're not entertaining, then you're not doing your job, because why should anybody just stand there and listen to you if you're not giving them a good show?
No, they did not.
No, they did not. Neither did Kiss.
Henry Rollins didn't stand there.
I mean, he wrapped his the microphone cord around a whole bunch of times. But you know what? Look,
He's a funny motherfucker.
he's a sweaty guy. He goes around just in a pair of shorts, and if I had the body, I would do it too. I can't, so I don't, and I won't. Just imagine there's shredded abs under here. You don't have to see them. So I want to just go through just a few other things, and one of them, there's some of the songs from Requesting Permission to Land. Colossal Freak. We heard some Colossal Freak tonight, right?
Yeah.
All right. It's a mind bender. Journey of guitar work. It's frenetic. It's dizzying. And there's just this slight touch of pedal-fueled punk. Like, what can you tell me about that track?
Well, the tracks, I love B movies, I love old space movies, and that track's the amazing Colossal Beast, and it's based on that, and kind of double entendre. It's about how people that are different are always looked down upon, and it's like, we're always looking to be accepted and stuff, and it's like, you know what, you just be who you are and do it, and that's what that's about, that song.
I can't agree more. There's this moment where, I'm not a young guy. I've been around the fucking block a couple times, much like all of us, and there's a point where, like, should I be wearing boat shoes now? Should I be wearing Docker pants and a button-down plaid shirt and a members-only jacket? No. I want to wear what I feel comfortable in, what I feel just right in. And, to anybody that sees me around, I'm working on my battle jacket. Yeah. I'm working on it right now.
Freak there's a line in there that said, not wanted by the earth. They don't understand. I don't understand. Not wanted by the earth.
And absolutely. I mean, like, what I have said numerous times is you always have to find your tribe. And like coming here to a night, you can hear the background, you can hear the foreground of. That's actually a pretty nice goddamn chopper right over there.
I got a chopper at home.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare. It's a fucking homemade motorcycle. It breaks. I got 2 tool bags on it. I mean, it's bitching. It's cool as shit. But I mean, it's cool. It's cooler to be riding. I'm tired of fucking working on my motorcycle to get home all the time. You know what I mean?
Totally. I can understand that. I don't have a motorcycle, but I'm actually a little bit scared to be on one every once in a while.
Oh, I don't ride on the street bikes. I'll do dirt bikes, but I won't do street. The people. I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about everyone else who doesn't see me on that bike. I rode on the 91 freeway years ago, and that freaked me out. And I was like, I'm never getting on the freeway again.
A Sugar Bear front end? Please, is that... Wait, is he...
Sugar Bear was
from
Sugar Bear made really long spring forks, like in the 70s and the 80s predominantly. He made them longer, but I mean they were really popular then. Really fucking long. Like, you know, he made the 8-foot long front end. And he had these special rockers that, I mean, the guy had them. On my chopper that I made, I copied Sugar Bear's rockers because I had a 43-inch front end. It was long. It was a big fucking chopper. And I took his rockers because he knew the geometry. He knew this. It was just right. And so I made a mock Sugar Bear front end for mine. That guy has a Sugar Bear front end. They're cool. They're fucking
Sugar
cool.
Bear I know is from Starsky and Hutch and from I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker.
The one I know is... I know that cool-ass bear that he always seemed like he was like 3 joints in, and that was the guy from the cereal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah, is it... Wait. Huggy Bear, Starsky and Hutch.
Huggy Bear. Huggy Bear.
That's it.
Sugar Bear was the cereal, but the guy that made the front ends in the 70s they called him Sugar Bear.
Well,
Huggy Bear is
And
what
I've met
down
him a few times. He's the nicest motherfucker on the planet. He is such a sweet person. Anyways,
well, thank you for that. I appreciate it. And we're gonna move forward to the song "Habit." I got to be honest. I got garage psych with this snotty fucking swagger to it. I absolutely love it. Even has a trippy breakdown in it. What can you tell me about the process of recording that track?
Man, that song, I was influenced a lot by Black Flag. Gimme, 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 gimme some more. Gimme, gimme, gimme. You know what I mean? And that's kind of what I got the chorus from. But that song, I just wanted something in your face and just nonstop, just like leads going throughout the all, just to kind of just give you a mind, just like a mind trip. And that song's about just being addicted to and codependent on whatever your issue is. You know, whether it's a girl, whether it's drugs, whether it's whatever. It's being codependent, crawling to you, baby. Crawling to you daily. It's like this habit's got to go. You know what I mean? And so that song's just a bad acid trip driving through the desert to the back part of Las Vegas. That's what that's about.
And that's a hell of a trip. Have you been? I don't know if you're like a YouTube freak like I am, but I gotta say, like, if there's some kind of underground something dwelling, I gotta check it out on YouTube. And they got this whole thing where there's a whole underground to Vegas, and I guess it gets flooded every now and again. And it's just like
cool, but that sounds pretty cool. But I've never heard about that.
People live in L.A. Yeah, underground like that.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's such a, you know, like you're waiting as you go through with whoever's doing the camera work to see, like, what am I actually looking at? What am I going to see? I never know. A lot of interesting people that they basically just don't want to be a part of society, and they're fine with being in absolute darkness. I don't know. I'm kind of special. I like a little light every once in a while.
My buddy lived at the Alexandria Hotel in downtown L.A., and there's a doorway into those tunnels in the ballroom, like, which is closed off now, and he knew one of the people that worked at the place, and they're like, "Dude, you want to go in?" And he's like, "No, no,
no,
dangerous." Like, no.
Yeah, you don't know what you're gonna find.
Exactly.
And again.
Yeah, they go all, those tunnels go like from the Alexandria to City Hall, and like, you know, they branch out. It's like the movie Them. Yeah. That's where they are. They're in those fucking tunnels under L.A.
Absolutely, which brings me up to some more business about this requesting permission to land. I can't say how much I really dug this album. I really did. I got so many different things on it. I was hearing a little Hammond organ. I heard some theremin. Even heard a little cowbell for good measure. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, absolutely incredible. And that's always a bonus. And even Scott Reeder was playing on it. So
the Scott Reeder from Fu Manchu and not Kaiso. We always get that confused. Everybody thinks, oh, Scott Reeder, the bass player from Kaiso, plays drums too. No, it's from Fu Manchu.
And that's all right, because he did a damn fine job. And we've got a few others on here, like Don't Look Around. Do you have any memories of creating that track?
You know what? It's been so long. I mean, that we recorded that thing 20 years ago, and most of the stuff I remember is the Leslie speaker was broken, and it didn't spin, and we had to go ahead and just use it. So we had the Hammond organ, but the Leslie speaker wasn't spinning. So, but we had to, you know, keep going. We only had a couple days to do the stuff, and that's pretty much what I remember that recording.
So that material goes back a way.
Yeah, no, that album is a reissue. It never got on vinyl. When we signed with this Australian label, there was a couple other labels that were looking at us, and but none of them wanted to do vinyl. They all wanted to do CD digipacks. I'm like, I want to do that, but I want it on vinyl. And the Australian label, High Beam, they promised to put it out on vinyl. They put it on digipack, and then like 6 months later, they went under. They belly up. And so I was like, I was putting volume back, and I said, you know what? I want to start with actually getting this out on vinyl like it was always meant to be. And Jack and Dino, I hit him up, and he had the album from 20 years ago, and he said he would love to remaster it, and that's what we did. We put it out on vinyl and last year.
So this is almost like a new lease on life for Volume. It's like you're coming into the like what I was saying before with like the George Carlin documentary. There's a time when he was counterculture, and then he was almost like monologuist and writer, and he was just kept evolving his process. So this new material from this new album, this is going to be a whole new chapter for Volume, right?
Yeah, that's what we want, and we're hoping to record another album next year. But this new album coming out is just one step, and what we want to do is keep putting out music and stuff.
Now, do you have any memories of the song Head Swim?
Yeah, that song is that song's about my dad. My dad died when I was 24 from a brain tumor, and it's about trying to navigate life as a young adult who doesn't have that influence of his father anymore. We were real close, and that's like the chorus goes, "Father's eyes are closed, yet I still don't know." I was like, man, I don't know if I'm ready to be that man that I need to be without my dad giving me that courage and confidence and stuff. And so that's what that song's about. And it's about having a mental breakdown after he died, and I was just getting all into drugs and stuff, and smoking a lot of pot and different stuff, and it just kind of culminated in a breakdown. And that's what that middle section's about.
Did a piece of Head Swim, because I noticed it's more of a really psychedelic, echoey kind of vocal. Was that a part of your process for grieving, or?
Yeah, that totally was and stuff. And actually, you know, I've written more songs about my dad than anything else and stuff. I still write. I think it's because I was so young when he died, and we were so close that it's continued to impact me today. Like I got a song that we're gonna do on the next album that's about my dad. So, yeah.
And you know, we've got you got a ton of time to enjoy Head Swim, because it's like, it's one of those things. It's like when you're seeing a show and a band says, "Oh, thanks for coming out. We got one more song," and I'm like,
yeah. Like, holy shit. Yeah, we play that song. We're actually going to learn that song with pretty quick with the full band that we have now. But that's usually our closer, and they're not prepared for. They think like a 3-minute song to close, and that thing could go on 15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
It's one of those. Yeah, you can add, you can subtract, you can multiply, even divide. I don't know. Use a sine, cosine, tangent, whatever you have to do to get there.
Yeah. That song's fun to play live.
Also, so I got Derek and Patrick, but I got this other guy hanging over here. Could you please introduce yourself and what you do in the band, sir?
I'm Mingus, and I'm the drummer for Volume right now.
And he kept it so fucking tight, so clean, so crisp, so clear. DW set, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah, it is a DW set.
Very nice. So that's going to be a great sound. And speaking of sound, like I don't know enough about it. I don't play. So if you can give me a little insight, like the gear that you brought, is that your favorite gear? You got something else that you'd rather be playing?
No, I love it. There's other stuff I would like to play to kind of just enhance some of the sounds and have some different sounds going on. But the Fender Showman 68, what I've been playing pretty much all my guitar life.
And Derek, what about yourself for the gear that you brought? Is that what you usually have, or you got something else?
Yeah, Les Paul and a Marshall. It's pretty much, you can't fuck with that. Yeah. I mean, you can't.
It's just straight up.
It's good enough. It's good enough for Thin Lizzy, man. It's good enough for me.
Oh my God, that's so true. So if I can talk for just a minute about some of the covers you did, Die Die My Darling, what'd you pick that for?
Well, we did way back in I think it was like 99 or 2000, we were asked to be on a tribute album for the Misfits, and that song always was one of the killer songs. So we did it, and not to float my own boat, but I think we put Metallica, who did one around the same time, to shame on that.
I was thinking the same thing, the same exact thing. There's a different amount of punch to it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And St. Vitus cover. Reason for choosing?
Well, I love St. Vitus. St. Vitus was a huge influence. If you notice on our albums, and the new album too, is that I do a lot of wah, and I got that influence from St. Vitus, man. They had the wah down, and I've always loved St. Vitus. Black Flag, My War, actually, the album got me into St. Vitus and the other heavy bands on SST Records. So I was like, man, we got to do a St. Vitus. And we were asked years ago to do a St. Vitus tribute album, and we recorded for that. For some reason, I have no idea, but there's politics involved. The album didn't get put out, and I had that song sitting around, and I finally said, you know what, I'm going to release this. It's way overdue. Yeah. Oh, yeah, with Riegers. Riegers rules. That's the era I like with St. Vitus.
Now, it seems like, as I'm talking to you, Black Flag is a major influence. You got some major punk influences. So you're going to have this show. I don't care what time period. I don't care if it's now or it's from the 70s. You're going to pick, let's say, 3 bands. It's going to be the ultimate show. What do you got?
Oh, I got the Stooges, MC5, and Black Flag.
Ooh, that's nice.
MC5 Live is it's like watching fucking James Brown and Ike and Tina, man. And Otis Redding. You can't fuck with that, dude.
Absolutely. I could agree with that. And there was this other track that I saw, and it was going back to like 98. That's okay. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
I got to play Teenage Lust with Wayne one night. Yeah, the B-Movie Rats did Teenage Lust, and Wayne came out and fucking played guitar with us. It's fucking cool as shit. Yeah.
You know what? Those are moments, and that's like, I tell people all the time, like, man, you never know when a moment's going to hit. You never know when there's going to be something at a show. And I have the biggest FOMO out of probably most people in the county. It's like, I always got that fear of missing out of what didn't I see. And like, I was at a show last night. It was a killer show. It was Black Tusk and some Nori and Horseburner and Slow Draw. And there was another show. It was Haunt and Savage Master. And wouldn't you know it, like Haunt was playing, and the lead singer for Savage Master comes out. They're doing some kind of duet. And I'm like, fuck. I can't believe I missed it. But I got to see a killer night. And Black Tusk, I mean, they've been around for 20-plus years. And they absolutely destroyed. So if I'm going back, what I was going to say before, Check This Planet, I'm gone, going back to 98. Now, what I'm curious about is, like, what are some memories of that time that you were going through, like, musically? Like, what were you going to see? What was the scene like at that time?
the scene was in many ways a lot different. There's the '90s stoner rock was way different. I think there was more influence with the Stooges there, whereas nowadays it's a lot more metal and a lot more Sabbathy influence. And I think there's a lot more in-your-face stoner rock type of bands and stuff like 500 Feet of Pipe, Glass Pack, and bands like that. And that's what I was checking out. And the Check This Planet, I'm Gone was heavily influenced by that stuff and by like Monster Magnet, which is one of my favorite bands of all time. So,
absolutely. Well, thank you for that. I really appreciate that. I have a few more questions if you don't mind, and some of them it's specific for 29 Palms. Some isn't, so we can check in. Why don't we go to something I like to check out which is Atlas Obscura, and that talks about the weird stuff that's around the world, basically. So I'm curious if you have seen some of these things in 29 Palms. The first, of course, is Joshua Tree, and is it worth seeing?
Oh, it's lovely. It's beautiful. It's different. It's landscapes that you won't see anywhere else in the world. So it's definitely something that people need to visit, and millions of people visit every year. From all over the world. It's cool, and it's actually people film their videos, movies, commercials. Yeah, hit records about it. Yeah. That
It made the cover. Yeah, it made the title.
But that tree that they did in the cover wasn't from. It was from like Death Valley or somewhere over there.
Oh shit. Okay, so the next one is the Brooklyn Mine. Have you seen the Brooklyn Mine?
No, I haven't.
There's some mine over there, and apparently there possibly is some treasure. I looked online, I saw the hole. I don't know much more.
There's a lot of mines out there, and it's kind of dangerous and stuff. Back in the day, nowadays you could only off-road in certain places. But back in the day, like when I was in high school and junior high, you just get on your bike and ride off your street and you go wherever. And there were mines that you have to watch out because they did a lot of gold and silver mining back in the day out there, and there's still some empty mines that aren't covered up and stuff. So you got to be holes. So you got to be careful.
All right. So if you've been out there, I guess that's the question. What'd you find? You find anything out there?
Oh, I don't. I never got into going down those mines. That's too crazy for me.
All right. Fair enough. The next is the Samuelson's Rocks. You know about this?
I don't know about that either.
I don't know much. I saw it online. There's rocks. There's words on it. I don't know. We're going to move forward on that. The ruins of Ryan Ranch. Are you familiar with that?
Not Ryan Ranch, but what's the ranch? That's Keys Ranch. I know Keys Ranch, but not Ryan's Ranch.
It's an old something that somebody built. Just curious. Just throwing it out there. The End of the World sign, which I think personally...
I just drove by that on Friday morning. We were doing a video way out about 2 hours north of 29 Palms, but when I was driving back, it was light, and that thing's just sitting out in the middle of nowhere, and it's just a big old sign that it's almost like the Hollywood sign, but it says the end of the world. It's pretty cool.
It screams like band cover photo, you know?
I was like, when I was driving by, I was like, that'd be a cool place to do some photo shoots or like a video in front of.
Absolutely. And lastly, the Sky's the Limit Observatory.
That place is bitching. We go up there all the time. There's no lights up there, so you can see the stars even more than like anywhere else in 29 Palms or the high desert. And they have some cool gatherings up there where people bring different telescopes, and they let you see the rings of Saturn, Jupiter, all sorts of stuff. It's really cool. Me and my wife go up there, get some lawn chairs, and we smoke some cigars and drink some beers and watch the stars. It's bitching up there.
Yeah, and there's no white noise, so you're gonna be able to see as much as you can.
It's quiet. And there's nothing. No pollution in the air. Not like LA in the city. It's like crystal clear, and you got to go see it.
All right, that's definitely on my one of my bucket lists anyway. We're gonna move forward and kind of end out with just a few different questions here, and this will be for both of you. I'm looking for a food combo that sounds terrible, but really is amazing. Oh yes, sir.
Barbecue. Ranch chicken salad.
Okay.
Ranch. dude, the barbecue brings the tanginess, the ranch brings the yumminess, and on the chicken and salad, it's just killed. The first time I heard of it, I was like, I don't want to try it. But then they made me try it, and like we have it all the time. It's killer.
Okay, I get this. We get tangy, we get sweet. I'm down for that. Now, for the lettuce, do we grill the lettuce, or are we not grilling it?
No, we're not grilling lettuce. The lettuce just right off the head of lettuce and washed and put in the bowl and mixed.
Okay, all right, sir. Derek, do you have one?
I got 2 of them for you.
Please go right ahead.
Pepperoni pizza with vanilla ice cream is fucking good.
All right.
You go to Costco and get a slice of pizza and one of the fucking berry sundaes, and you dip that motherfucker in it. It's good. And Kraft macaroni and cheese and barbecue sauce.
Okay.
That's hot shit on macaroni and cheese.
Right on.
Yeah.
You know, I've done
My
that.
wife hates it. She's like, ew. I'm like, no, this is fucking good.
That sounds like poor crap.
It is. That's like
Yeah,
poor people food.
Poor people food.
Yeah, but like, why
I
not?
grew up on fried bologna and stuff like that,
fried
and ketchup sandwiches. We could afford the meat, but we had the ketchup and put it on the bread and ate it. I guess it's like a vegetarian hamburger without the,
You got the tomatoes. I mean, that's kind of healthy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something maybe a little bit more heady. What is a piece of advice that changed your life?
I don't know. I've had lots of advice, and I think just relax, because I'm pretty high strung, and it's just relax. And I think that's, it's like, don't take everything so serious.
You know what? That says a lot, because I see people that they're always wound up, they're always bound, and it's like, what does it get you? What does it get? It gets you raised cortisol levels, then you're feeling something, you're all fucking inflamed. Like, take a few breaths. It'll all be okay in time. It just takes time. Would you agree with that?
Oh yeah, I totally agree with that. Yeah.
Well, I'll ask Derek in a minute, but okay. This question, a little outside the box. What is the worst thing you could use instead of toilet paper?
A jumping cholla cactus.
Oh, I didn't think you were going there. Oh, dear Lord.
We have lots of those in 29 Palms, so that would definitely not something you want to use.
Now, here's a question, because I did go on a tour a couple years ago. Have you ever eaten them?
No, I haven't.
Oh, they're delightful. Put them in a salad. You can cook with them. Oh, yeah, indeed. Oh, so while you were chatting, I had some questions. That's quite all right, man. What is a piece of advice, Derek, that changed your life?
This came into play last week. Piece of advice from the sensei, David Lee Roth.
Oh, yes.
Let me tell you something, kid. It's not if you can hit the high note. It's how do you react to not being able to hit the high note. Yeah.
That's perfect.
He drilled that into my head one night over and over and over, and I was young and thinking like, oh, Dave can't hit the high note? It's like, no, motherfucker. He's saying, what do you do when everything goes fucking wrong? How do you handle it? That's what it's about. And I don't know why he was just bestowing that wisdom on me. But he did. And it served me well in life.
I feel like it served him almost too well, because when I see this guy jumping around on the fucking stage, I'm like, all he needs to do is... But you need to kick... If you kick the other leg, you're just going to be another shade of Diamond Dave over here.
Kicking the left leg is... I'll be off balance, man. I'd be afraid to do that one, yeah. I'll kick the right leg. The left leg...
I mean, Dave's not doing it with a guitar either, so it's okay. I get it. And also, I was asking Patrick this. What is the worst thing you could use instead of toilet paper?
The worst thing? God, I don't know. You mean like fucking 40 grit sandpaper or something?
Thank you. That's the answer I was looking for. A 40 grit. Yeah. I had this.
It's basically like pebbles glued onto a piece of paper, man.
Oh yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. Now, if we go down this whole little bit, and it's a little different, but I had this vision of what's like a worst kind of slow death, and I had this thing of like a room that has an ever slowly moving floor, and the floor is made of sandpaper. So you're going to have to keep moving, but very slowly. And once you stop, it just grates your whole body away. I don't even know why I'm telling you this. I just figured we'd share a little bit. It is a little morbid. But, I do listen to doom metal, and sometimes these paths kind of cross. It might be more into the deathy sludge side of it. And I'm not even going to ask what your favorite torture room would be. That's fine. I appreciate both of you being here. I want to thank you so much for your time. I can't wait for this new record to come out. It sounds killer. What is it self-released or is it through a label?
No, it's through Cosmic for the vinyl for Europe, and then digitally worldwide it's through Golden Robot Records.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Golden Robot, sure. Like C3PO. Indeed. Well, thank you very much. And you know what? Yeah, absolutely, man. And you know what? I used to do this way back. I forget to do it. Sometimes I forget to go forward with the conversation. But I'll try this again. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Here's my question. What question do you have that I can ask the next band I interview?
Oh man, that's a good one. There's so many good questions though, but I think at the end of the day, we gotta know what motivates us. So why do we do the things we do? Especially the stuff that we do. It's not selling millions of records. Why do we keep going? So it's why ask them what keeps them motivated to keep doing it, even when they're playing to 10, 15, 20 people and stuff. So.
Well, I got to tell you, man, it was a great turnout tonight. Blooze Bar, Phoenix, Arizona. Brothers in Volume, thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully we'll talk again soon. And I'll see you the next time, hopefully when you're touring for the new album, which is called
Joy of Navigation, a trip through the eternal unknown.
You heard. This is Patrick and
Derek.
And Chris. We're out. Take care of yourselves. Later. Thank you so much to all of the members of Volume. And now we're going to hear a track from Joy of Navigation, a trip through the eternal unknown. This is the title track, Joy of Navigation. Thank you so much for joining us on the return of the Doom Tomb podcast. Please like, subscribe, tell somebody about it. You can follow us on social media at Doom Tomb or Doom Tomb Podcast. Huge thanks, as always, goes out to Ian from No Masters Audio for doing all things sound. And if you want to hear more music like this and talk and so much more, head over to craniumradio.com. I have a show Sunday, 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We do all kinds of stuff. And by the way, all these links, they're in the show notes. Do you want to talk about your song? Yeah, okay, that's cool. DoomTombPodcast@gmail.com. Get on and talk about the song. Now, I will say, we will see you soon. A lot sooner than we have been doing it. And thanks, everybody, again, for giving us the time to get everything squared away. Support your bands. Get out to a show. And above all, keep it heavy.